Okay, we're recording now, but we didn't hear a word you said.
She's texting you.
Oh, she's testing me.
Texting. You don't like texting?
Texting.
With an X.
Texting.
With a T.
Got it. I wasn't sure if she was texting or testing.
Probably both.
Let me text her.
You have mail.
Ah, that's an old saying.
So now, Penny, you have a Dolphins hat on.
Yeah. Well, there's a story behind that because my other half, Nick, is an avid Dolphin fan. And his dad opened his pizzeria the year before and chose their colors, and their colors are the same. And he used to go down on, after season of being on the boardwalk with his pizzerias, he would go down to northern Florida, and he just, yeah, he's been, since 1971, he's been a Dolphin fan.
Cool.
Yeah.
My husband was
it gets a
born and
lot
raised
of
in Miami.
attraction, for sure. Yeah.
Hey, you guys, this is our last day that we're meeting on this first 21-day course.
Yes.
And I hope that you all continue with us. But what I would like to do, especially for Forbes, is I'm going to go right down the line what I show. And since we're recording this call, if each one of you would give me a testimonial on what you've experienced and how well you've done on the course so far. And so I'm going to start with Penny.
Okay. I knew you were going to say that.
Well, you're right next to me.
Yes.
Penny for your phone.
So I think that the most important thing for me is, the biggest thing is the commitment. It's really brought that forward for me. I think that I had like a 6-month lull where I wasn't committing to anything. And what's happened for me is that I'm paying attention to my diet, which is no longer a diet. I'm paying attention to not beating myself more. I'm decluttering my life. And I feel that our group has been awesome and transparent. And the transparency of this group has made me feel comfortable enough to open up and just let go. And I think that Forbes brings that to the table. She gives us that ability to let go and be ourselves and to be honest with where we're at in our lives. And I think that when you look at yourself, that's the most important thing, is being honest, and being transparent in front of other people, I think, makes you more honest. So yeah, it's been great. And I've lost, I'm slimming down. I feel the inches coming off.
So let me ask you then, with this Eat Journal, how do you feel it's different? Because everyone in this group so far, I believe, has witnessed some sort of success so far. So how has the Eat Journal, how is it so different than any other diet that you've tried so far?
Well, I've tried them all. I've been in fitness my whole life, one way or another, or wellness with beauty and all that. And I find that this one, out of all of them, it just really targets you. It makes you realize who you are. It asks you questions that maybe you wouldn't ask, or maybe questions you've asked yourself, but it's been years since you've really taken a look at that. And also your why. I think the why you want to change. And it's not, the regime is not strict to the point where you have to eat certain things. I feel it actually has directed me to want to eat the right things, because I'm paying attention more to developing me. And that's where I feel it's so different. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's go to Cindy.
I agree with what Penny said, but for me, it's been, yeah, the commitment, but I've always had commitment. But this is a different kind of commitment. It's a commitment to myself, not a commitment to other people. And I think that's made a huge difference in how I can write down everything I eat. And I don't feel guilty if I eat something that I chose to eat that might have been sweet. Whereas on any other kind of diet, I've always felt guilty. You know, you feel like this is what you're supposed to eat, boom, 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 and you don't eat that, and you feel guilty. With this program, I don't at all. I did feel a little guilty over Christmas initially, not eating some of the food that was served, but I didn't stick with it. I mean, I got over it pretty quickly because I figured everybody's paying attention to what they're eating, not what I'm eating. And truthfully, I enjoyed it, but the whole writing everything down has kept me so accountable to myself and made me feel better. I'm seeing weight loss, I'm feeling inches lost, and it's just amazing, absolutely amazing program. I really appreciate how hard Forbes has worked for us in keeping us all on track. And she's made a commitment to us, and I certainly have made a commitment to her to be on the phone or on these calls every night that I possibly can. And that makes a huge difference to me, is that our whole group has committed, but Forbes has definitely committed to us. And I think that's just absolutely awesome. So I'd recommend anybody sign up for this. But this is just an awesome program, and you won't believe what you'll get out of it. Initially, I thought it was just an exercise thing. It's not. It's for us to build our inner self, as well as eating right.
Absolutely.
So that's it.
Perfect. Thank you. That was awesome.
That was good.
You're welcome.
Sally, I see you. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing good.
So, go ahead. Go ahead.
I like that it was personalized. I think I have more energy. I feel better. Working to clear out the clutter and clean out my refrigerator the first week was, looking at all the stuff in there and realizing what I was eating and changing. It's not always easy to change. Doing the planning, paying attention to what I'm eating, writing all the stuff down and doing the journaling really, set it up for me. And I'm learning to, take care of myself, which, I grew up in a big family and I was the oldest, so I was always taking care of everyone else. And, my whole life with my family, I've always been taking care of everyone else. So this is something that I need to learn how to take care of me. And so that's something that I'm working on, and Forbes really, hit home with me yesterday. And so I went in and I signed up for the other 3 weeks, and I'm committed to doing this and into making the changes.
Awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So, Mr. Bill. I don't mean
Mr. Truck.
All right, I don't mean to call you Mr. Bill if you're on the Saturday night.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, how you've been successful, I know you have been. Kind of share your thoughts about the program and how it's done so far with us.
Well, I've been blessed to know Forbes for almost 30 years now. And
Wow.
and this past 3 weeks has been spectacular. And getting back on track in areas of my life which I have put aside and not focused in on, and then being with this wonderful group of people and having a great partner across the way with the emails, and so I'm very appreciative of it. Yes, I've lost weight. I'm going to get new smaller smaller pants.
All right.
Yes. And bringing exercise back into my life, which has been sort of to the way. And it's also helped me to become more focused in on what I'm feeding my kids. My kids love pasta, and now it's reintroducing vegetables and fruits into their lives, and fiber, and a more, much along what the Forbes plan is with the EAT program. And so I've been, and I love the exercises because I had put aside my dreams and just sort of rekindling them and going and writing them down on paper. Yes, I had some down, but this has just really caused me to focus, and I'm really very appreciative of it. And I love Ms. Forbes in this program.
Awesome. Let me ask you I have one question that I want to ask you that I haven't asked anyone else, but if anyone else wants to chime in, please do. How important do you feel it's been to have a partner throughout the program?
That was good.
I've been blessed. Pat has been really good, and I can see that already. We're starting to exchange ideas, and if she's willing, these next 3 weeks, I'd like to continue, and and maybe beyond, because this has been very helpful, and yet and Pat's been a great blessing, but everyone who's been on the call has been created insights and provided information, and given from their heart, and been quite vulnerable, and that's been spectacular also.
Great. Wow. So have you guys incorporated the spin gym in with it? And do you think that it would be do you feel that makes the program more successful?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because you can fit exercise, it shows that you can fit exercise in anywhere. As we're sitting here talking, we use our spin gym. Now I watch TV, I sit there, no more excuses.
I like
I agree. I agree. You can spin gym anywhere. I have business meetings, and I'm sitting there spin gymming while I'm talking to people. So it's made it really easy.
Great. So Pat, since I've got you, would you like to give me your testimonial? How do you feel that you've done?
I feel I've done well. I've learned a lot. I was always an emotional eater. And sometimes I would go all day without eating, and then I'd come home, and even my husband would say, "You haven't even taken off your coat yet, and you're just shoving food in your mouth." I would grab things and think, well, surely that doesn't count. It was just a handful. Now I read my labels. I know what a serving is. If it's a quarter cup, I'm still measuring, so I like to, be exact there. But I've lost some weight. I'm eating more. I find I'm eating more than I did before. And I go to the store now. I get my almonds and my vegetables. It's just as easy to buy them as it is Tostitos.
So how has the EAT Journal been different than any other program you've been on prior?
It makes me more accountable. I've been writing it every day. Every time I'm more aware now. Oh my gosh, I just took something. I better write that down. Whether it was one little pretzel stick. Oh man, I just stuck it in my mouth. I just ate it. It's a lot of the exercises in there. I kind of started doing before where it says like cleaning out your closets. I started doing that a few months ago. Getting rid of old towels, buying new towels. I started doing that a few months ago. In fact, a few months ago, I took the big jump and handed in my resignation.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you are retiring.
My last day is January 2nd.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. So now I'm looking for other jobs.
Okay. So who have we missed? Larry.
Yes. I'm still here.
So let me ask you, since we have you on the phone with us, and before you hang up on us,
I'm
um,
not trying to hang up
how,
on you. I'm just
how do
saying,
you
I
feel?
have to.
How do you feel that you've done with this program thus far? How do you feel that it's helped you out?
In spite of my grudging, because you've heard me bitch and moan, and I will totally own that. Because to be honest, a lot of things have never worked in the past. I mean, I went to a gym for 6 months and lost 2 inches on my ankles with a trainer. So it's a little discouraging when, somebody says, try this, this'll work. And I know it's Forbes, but, I had my doubts. I have to be honest. But I actually have lost weight. My boyfriend actually just said, hey, your pants are actually getting a little big on you there. So, and it's working. And the hardest thing for me, though, I have to still say, is still eating more. But it's working.
Not necessarily more, but more often.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. For me, that's more. It's
Right.
more
Okay.
often. But it's working.
Perfect. So, how has this been different for you? Then, obviously, I mean, you just stated it yourself, but that you've tried a bunch of other programs. So, how has this worked for you where others have failed?
I don't know, honestly. I just don't know because I've done the same thing on other stuff, and this one just happened to work. I don't know. And I'm not complaining. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just going to keep doing it and keep going down. And you'll see me in January. You'll see me in a few weeks anyways, and you'll be able to tell from the last time you saw me.
Absolutely. And I saw that you've signed up for the next 3 weeks. So congratulations on that.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I just had to wait because my last pay period, I didn't, there was an issue with it, so I couldn't claim it. So I've been without money for the last month. So,
So
today.
have you increased your spin gym usage? You're using the spin gym with this course, and how has that helped?
Oh, my arms are looking better. That's for dang sure. And of course, the stomach's going down because I'm leaning backwards as I'm doing it, to get those abs worked. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I have to say I'm surprised at myself.
Awesome.
That this is working.
That's awesome.
It may not be, it's going slower for me than probably the other ladies because of my thyroid, but it's still working. So I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to keep doing it and just keep going forward.
Right. And that's all you can do is judge yourself against yourself, not someone else.
I know.
So let me, I don't know if Forbes has something to say. How do you feel the course has done for you so far, Forbes?
Is she
I
there?
don't know if she can hear us. I don't think she can respond. But
I can hear you.
oh, you do? Okay. Oh, there you are.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'll just shout louder.
Okay.
And with that, it's cut off. Guys, can you not hear me?
We can hear you.
Why is my internet like just... I don't know, baby. And now I want to talk and it's not talking.
I've muted everyone to try and make you more clear so everyone can hear you.
I can hear you in California.
Oh, perfect. I thought I muted everyone.
I unmuted me.
Oh, okay.
Password. So, 2ABV.
I think we lost her.
HC.
Oh, no, I can hear her talking.
Or is that Larry talking to a customer?
25. UZB. No, guys, it's actually me trying to reach.
Yeah, it's Forbes talking. Well, while she is trying to get connected, let's see if we can. Let's watch this first video of day 5. It's 4 minutes long. I'll share my screen with you guys. Maybe. Oh, there it is.
Welcome to week 3, day number 5. Today is abundance. Oh, I love that word. Here's what it means technically: an extreme, plentiful supply or quantity, or maybe an unlimited supply. I really like that one. An abundance of joy, happiness. Some days I imagine that money is up here, an abundance. You have to reach up and get some, or reach up and get an idea. Abundance is all around you. And by the way, it's a decision. You live in planet abundance or you live in planet scarcity. Planet scarcity, there's never enough. You're always afraid. Planet abundance, there's tons of stuff. There's joy there. You get to choose where you want to be. So for today, let's focus on abundance. I want you to fill in each one of these. Family. Okay, so for me, family means joy. It means everything to me. It means life and energy and all kind of fun stuff. For me, family means, well, what's the abundance of family? It's time together. It's meals together. It's making amends with maybe family members that you've broken. There's a lot of joy to be had. Let me share something with you though. If you don't have blood relatives, make a family. I've made many families throughout my life. Depending on where I go, sometimes my works become my family. Family isn't about blood. Family is about people who care about you, that you care for, that you'll do things for, that you might not just do for a stranger. That's what family is. It's a belief. I believe that we're all one family. It's a little bit petty for some people, but who's in your family? Who's in your family unit? And if it's not big enough, water it. Watch it grow. The more you give, the more you get. That's the principle of abundance. It's not scarcity. Oh, I can't give it away. Give it away. Give your love away and watch what happens. It comes back tenfold. Okay, health abundance. Oh, health abundance is everything. You know, that's what say you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Trust me. March 20th of 2013, I was lying in a hospital bed. I had a kidney stone that went septic and I was dying. You learn the true value of health when you don't have it. My advice to you, don't ever get there. It's scary, it's not fun, it's painful, and it's the worst time I'd ever been, but you know what? I believed so much, and the truth is, the doctor said to me that if I wasn't so healthy to start with, I wouldn't be here. Think about that. Don't take your health for granted. An abundance of health means you feed your body, you breathe in the air, you go for a walk, you exercise it. Abundance of health means moving, means living, means joy, means smiling. You know what dis-ease means? Yeah, it means you're not satisfied, not enough. The dis-ease of your body, and when you do that, you manifest all kind of things. You see people who kind of, and you go, you're going to feel that in your body. They're smoking and their lungs are getting black. How healthy are they? You want an abundance of health, because that, my friends, is true wealth. So next thing is actual wealth. Money. What does money mean to you? No, seriously, stop for a second. What does money mean to you? Do you ever have enough? Do you not have, a lot of scarcity with money. You don't need a whole lot of money to live a great life. Sometimes people just escape and they go off to a mountain and they live and they realize that money isn't the answer to everything. Never was. Now, money does buy you some things. In this particular world, it buys you freedom. You can put a roof over your head, get your car. But money is also what? Could be the root of all evil. Yeah. Money sometimes keeps you stuck in a job you don't love to do. So be careful about how you view. See, I see wealth, and immediately I thought about money, but that isn't true wealth. For me, you know what abundance of wealth is? Friends, family, great food, great movement, getting to spin gym with people. That's true. Knowing that I made a difference in somebody's life. I'm fighting very hard to do that with you and all the people that I touch. That to me is the true definition of wealth. Get out your pen and figure out in your life what is abundance.
Wow.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes.
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 God, that was awesome. I haven't listened to that video in a long time. That was really helpful for me to listen to.
Good.
I'm very, very, guys. What? Oh, there's the camera? Okay, I was going to put my finger over the camera. I am certainly happier since, can you try to look like I have a double chin? There you go. Say hi to Josh. I am definitely happier since I started these. And I got to tell you, I'm very much looking forward to 2018.
This was an amazing experience, and I want to just personally thank you guys for being willing to commit, for showing up, and I do hope that you continue, because I think the next 3 weeks will be a whole nother experience. Because now we've gotten to this point, and I break the course up anyway in the 3-week sections, because now my view over the weekend and starting on Monday is that you go more committed. You know what food to eat and not eat. I want you to look at not only your journal every day, the one that you emailed, and put on your Forbes Riley hat and go, wow, what's better, stronger, deeper? What commitment can I get? And the crazy thing is, it's like planting a seed in the ground. You have no idea if it's going to grow, but you know you need to water it, you need sunlight, and the more you do, a little thing, right? If you go 30 years in the future, there's a giant oak tree that came from a tiny little seed. So what you have to believe, and Larry, don't compare yourself to anyone else but your own little oak tree, is that the more you do is the daily exercise for your brain. That's what keeps you stuck where you are, wherever you are. You start to open that up. You start to massage it. I told you, at the end of next week, when we have this call again, you are going to go, oh my God, I live in a different world. Well, no, the world didn't change. You changed. Because the truth is, when you change how you look at something, whether it's yourself, your body, your relationships, when you change how you look at that, that thing changes. And it's like this miracle. You're like, oh my God, it could be how much fun food is, how much I like shopping or cooking, or you know, getting rid of toxic people. Everything continues to change. And the more that I do this work, my life is exponentially growing and growing. I want to give a big kudos to Chuck tonight, because we didn't really talk about how to do the interview or the testimonial. You've been in my world for almost 2 years, and when I listen to you, I hear some of the best of what I teach, of how to think about the end in mind, formulate questions, be a marketer. And a marketer means that you don't think about you. Not I did this and I did that, but hey, what's in it for the person listening? How do they grow? How do they change? How do you be there for them? And just watch you take care of you all by yourself. So on that note, does anybody have any questions for me while I'm on the call?
No, just a big thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. That's for sure.
And Ms. Francine, 30 years ago, you were that oak seed. And now you've grown into a giant oak. You're a blessing
and
to
you get
so
to
many.
be there to witness it. I got to tell you. Wow. Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
And thank you for my 4 kids, because without you opening up and urging me to make changes in my life, I wouldn't have the 4 beautiful treasures that I have. And I really so much appreciate it.
Now I got to share something about that. Bill taught me an interesting story. No, because here's the deal. I came home from a course that I took, that I had spent a lot of money on, and it just changed my whole life. And I couldn't wait to tell everybody about it. And I was so excited to tell my roommates all about it, and they looked at me like I had 2 heads. And it was one of the first, I remember this 30 years ago. I wanted to enroll them. We were told to go out and enroll people, like we were forced to do it. And I felt stupid. I didn't want to sell. I was made to feel uncomfortable. I kind of moved out of the house based on all that, because they didn't want to listen to me do this, try and push it anymore. But the miracle was, Bill called me a year later to say thank you. I'm like, thank you for what? He said, well, I finally took the course that you couldn't stop talking about. And remember, I'd long let that go, and I thought I was a failure. I didn't know that just me standing for somebody else and knowing that it would benefit, in this case, him and my other roommates, would result in a marriage, 4 children, and a complete life change, because he finally did it. So how many times, Larry and Cindy, do you realize that you're trying to do something, you're trying to get somebody to change, and they're not doing it, and you're like, oh my God, it's just not working, right? Let me tell you something. When you stand for somebody and you let it go, and let them find their time or their path, or close them. Be a better, I actually was always afraid of closing. I should have just stood there and closed them. But I had these limiting beliefs about selling. making money, taking chances, spending money. I mean, the first course was $400, and at that time, 30 years ago, it was more money than I'd made in a month, and they wanted it for a weekend. I had somebody actually pay for my first one because my limiting belief about money. Every time I hear somebody say, I can't afford to do this, I turn around and say, wow, what if you couldn't afford not to? What if that leap of faith was everything? And you're like, I let a little bit of money stand in my way. I grew up with very limited money, so I had all these beliefs. And the problem with beliefs is that word in the middle, L-I-E. It's a lie. I don't care what you believe. It's just what you believe. It can change. It can be, if you change sometimes what you think, and most of us think we're so goddamn, watch what happens. And Bill, the fact that you came back around 30 years later to tell me that it was all worth it just sets me on the rest of the path of my whole entire life.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Blessing.
Yeah.
My
Awesome.
fifth treasure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Francine.
You know, and then I'm going to look right up here and go, I didn't know that I was worthy of being loved. And I stayed a long time in a relationship that just was not serving me. Very abusive, because I thought that's probably all I deserved, right? And then maybe one day when the kids were grown, I might finally take care of myself. So Sally, I see you. I see all of you because I suffered so much. Well, I'm turning 58 this year. That's pretty darn old. If I didn't get the message, then I was never going to get it. And so since I got it, my job seems to be to give it to you guys. Figure out the best version of you. And here's my advice for 2018. Go get it. Go get her. Go get him. Be the best version of you. You do that and you attract everything you've ever wanted. Got it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What's so weird, Forbes, is you keep telling us different segments of things that have happened, and I feel like you're writing my life. We have so many things in common. It's scary because I stayed in a 27-year marriage for my kids, and now I'm living for me. And these sessions.
So the next thing that I'm offering, and I've created, is this whole permission course, this whole permission card. What if we gave each other permission to lose weight, permission to be amazing, permission to be in love, permission to be loved, permission, I don't know, whatever it is you want permission to do. Gets better.
Absolutely.
Oh, baby. I know, a lot of crying lately around me, huh? I love it. I just love it. That's the one thing that I learned in that course breakthrough. That it's okay to be transparent and vulnerable, and I'm loving it. So thank you guys. And Penny, thank you for your note. I will tell you something else that's been very valuable. I know Cindy wrote me as well. I did this a lot today. I kind of just reached out to random friends on Facebook and connections I've had, and I just told them how I appreciated them. I told one of my actress friends that she's just been a role model. She would never know that. And I got this huge thank you back. I don't think we acknowledge each other enough. So let's take a moment before the call ends, and I will partner and what they mean to you. So Cindy, why don't you go first?
Okay, my partners, Penny and I also had Larry as a partner. And I really think that it's extremely valuable, and I really appreciate the support that I've gotten from both of you. And it means the world, absolutely means the world, and keeps me going. I look for those emails, and then you probably look for mine. You might get them a little too early in the morning sometimes, but oh well. But I do definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pat, go for it.
Bill's my partner, and I want to thank you so much. I look forward to your emails. I know I send mine very early because you're on the West Coast. So first time I sent it, I thought, oh my goodness, I hope I don't wake them. I hope that little ding doesn't go off. But you didn't say anything, so I keep on sending them every morning. And I find I'm adding more. I tell you when I'm going to the gym, if I lost weight. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Bill?
I've been blessed to be with Pat.
Bill?
I've been blessed to be with Pat, and she's been a tremendous partner and has given me feedback that I really appreciate, and I love that broccoli. And Yeah, and I look forward to the next 3 weeks. Yeah, thank you so much across
All right,
the.
Miss Penny?
I've been with Cindy, and the thing that was really I was impressed with her is that she always shows up no matter what's going on. She has no excuse. And when I get her emails, I realize that we're giving things back and forth, but it makes me want to share it with her, to be accountable to her as well as myself. And I think that the example that she has shown has been awesome. And I feel that it's been a blessing for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Sally?
Well, I wasn't involved in so I really didn't have a partner.
Well, how about we get one for the next 3 weeks? Because I think you've heard that actually makes the difference. And for you, that is, I think, the only missing key that you need is now you get a cheerleader who's not judgmental, who's not your husband or boyfriend, who's not your mother. And the only rules of the game is they look at what you ate and what you're doing, and they give you one piece of thing to do next. They don't tell you whether what you did is good or bad. But this is what's so important. Somebody else is now reading what you're eating. And if you're lying, they're going to see it.
Right.
And if you're honest and you play the game, I had a brownie at midnight, you start to be the one to judge yourself. And and this is why this program is so different from anything I've ever done. The moment you get honest, really honest, it changes. Because at some point you're like, why am I keep doing this to myself? Who am I hurting? Who am I helping? And so Pat, I was like you. I used to stand in front of the refrigerator at 11:30 at night, every night that I came home, and I would just eat because there was nobody there. I was hungry, I was lonely, I was frustrated, and whatever noodles or pie or whatever was in the refrigerator seemed to just, well, I got to tell you, at some point, there was one day where I made a commitment. The class that I was in, the coach said, make a promise to yourself. And in that class, I made a promise only to myself, and I said, tonight, I'm not going to do that behavior. Well, guess what? 11:30, there I am in front of the refrigerator. And I had a moment of like, I don't know, God came down. But I'm literally got an angel on one shoulder, and I'm like ready to reach for something. And the voice says, what are you doing? And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm going to eat. Shut up. I said, no, you made a commitment. I'm like, shut up. And now I'm going, okay, I'm crazy because I'm talking to myself. But there was this moment that said, wait a second. Do you not have the ability to keep a promise for more than a day? Are you lying? What are you doing? And I closed the refrigerator for the first time ever. If I'd had a partner, it would have been even deeper and harder to make that. And I went to bed and I was upset and I was confused. And the next morning, something changed. And I found that I could seek this accountability, but also that I was a little broken. I said, what am I really doing here? And of course, then what happens? All these emotions came up. And that's why I used to eat. And that was the biggest change for me, is that it wasn't about what the food was. I was substituting something else. So Sally, I'm urging you, we're going to get you with a partner, and all you do for the next 3 weeks, a different partner every week, just read what they're doing, write what you're doing, and watch what happens. Okay, hey, Larry, are you still on the call? Larry, are you there? Are you dealing with angry customers?
Am I muted?
Yeah, you were muted. So tell me.
Okay, it wasn't on my end then. Okay. Yeah, I'm still here. I actually haven't, I did have a quick chat, but that was it. So,
all right, so what we're
it's nice to be supervisor for once.
We're acknowledging our partners.
Yes, and I had Miss Cindy, and then I switched to Chuck, and then I was supposed to send to somebody else, and I wasn't sure who because I didn't get their email. So, but it is nice sending it. It doesn't matter who you send it to, as long as you're sending it to somebody that says, hey, good job. Or, you need to do this, you need to do that. It helps.
Yeah, it does.
Because I tend to argue with myself. You've seen it.
Hey, you know what I do? I just take all of you guys when you do that stuff. It's a great way for me to start a new teaching lesson. You around.
All I know is that I may have to buy some new clothes for a few weeks. So
That's what
actually, I'll just go back to my closet. I've got clothes that I haven't worn in a long time. So
Well, that's where the health and wealth comes in. You got to get wealthy to afford being on a diet with me because you need new clothes. Hey, so let me take a moment and acknowledge one of my partners, and that would be Chuck. Chuck has stepped up. He has been there for all of you guys. I got to tell you, I have one of the best partners around who gets me, who's willing to put up with me because he sees a bigger picture. He sees the people that we're helping. And so publicly, I just want to say a very, very big thank you.
Wow, you're welcome. I have the same to say for you. You push me and test me every single day. It's never the same any day, and it's always changing. And we could set out to do one thing and end up doing something totally different. And it's okay, because no matter what we're doing, we're moving forward and getting things done. And it's been an amazing journey, and 2018 is going to be even better.
Yeah, it's crazy. I feel it for the first time. I feel so much more empowered and happy and excited. And I think it's about me just giving back and not being selfish. So, all right, you guys, I think that might do it for tonight. I will not be on over the weekend. Now, here's the deal for me. I'm going to be in Canada. I'm on home shopping. I leave on the night of the 31st, actually land at midnight. It's apparently like 8 degrees in Toronto.
yes, I've got friends up there, and it's
That's
very
what I live
cold.
in Philly.
Oh,
Degrees here.
Scary.
I'm in Connecticut. Free.
wow. All right, so I'm going to try to be on. I think the internet will work country to country, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I am on 24 hours live, though, on the 4th, which I'm very excited about.
Oh, yeah.
I got 10,000 spin gyms to sell in one day. And so that's a big deal.
Wow, that's a lot. That's great.
I know. I'm also selling Eat Journal. So I think for the next 3 weeks, we might have some company, and I would love you guys. So I did keep this promise that I'm going to let you guys grandfather in for whatever additional Eat Journal. If you want to do it again, you guys are welcome for free. And the reason I say that is I think that you're going to make great coaches. And at some point, we enroll you, we get you to run a whole meeting. I don't know, maybe you run your own 6 weeks. Because I'll tell you what, the journey doesn't end. And so for the 1 hour a day, or however long it takes, what you get back is to stay on this program, to stay on target. And you're going to realize the more you do this, the better your choices get, the better your life gets, the more people that you see happy, you're like, wow, So that's what I'm looking forward to doing. If you guys step up to that, like I said, you're grandfathered in for after these next 3 weeks. And who knows, maybe one day there's 1,000 people on the call.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, on that note, I'm going to go call it a night. And I will, Chuck, what day is Monday? Is that the 31st or the 1st?
No, that's the first.
That's
It is the first.
2018.
Yeah.
Dang.
On a Monday.
All right, well, then the next time I see you next year. All right. Like I said, on the 1st. What?
That's good.
Well, if it's on the first, I'll have to let you know I'm working that day. So, and I'm
Are
working.
you really?
Yeah, I'm working New Year's Eve too.
Wow.
I don't go out and party.
Yeah, but Larry,
I don't do that stuff. I just stay home. I might as well earn some money while I'm staying home.
you can always jump on and we can just see you or just listen.
Yes,
No more-
yeah, I will definitely jump on. That's of course. Yeah, that's a given. I just, you'll know where I'm at.
Good.
So,
All right, you guys, be in touch, and I will see you next year.
Yes.
have a safe flight.
Stay blessed.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Bye-bye.
Great New Year.
Safe travels. Bye, Josh. Bye, Forbes.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye, everybody.